Hello, welcome to what I hope is the start of a journey, for me anyway, and hopefully for any of you out there. If anybody does listen, if anybody bothers, which is a big if, it would be nice if people did. But it's just it's start the journey of learning about other people, what they like, what their interests are, their hobbies, their life stories, and we'll go through mine as well as we go through this. This is going to be a brief start video because I've never done this sort of thing before. I've never done vlogging, blogging, or anything like that, and I'm kind of winging it at the moment. I've got no script. I Nothing will be scripted. All I might have is a piece of paper like I have here with just a few headings on of things that I would like to talk about. Yes, my writing is awful, and I can just about read it. But this is a first for me, so it's going to be very interesting to see what comes of it. My name is Giles. If I already said that, I don't think I have. But anyway, I'm Giles. I live in a town in Wiltshire called Westbury, and I originally come from just outside of Frome in Somerset, so just over the border. I'm pointing as if you know where we are, but just over the border in Somerset, probably 6, 7 miles away from where I am now to where I used to live, probably 7 or 8, 10 miles away. So this has been my home base, as it were, for my entire life. I have travelled. I have been elsewhere. I spent 12 years in the army, which we will touch on over the course of what we're doing. And I am transmitting from, you can probably tell from the wooden background, from a what I call a hut, or the hut, double T, which is in my garden. I will at some point go around the hut and point out a few of my, because it will point you in the direction of the sort of things that I like and enjoy. I mean, the more observant or even less observant of you can probably see, and even if I turn the camera slightly that way, I've got a slight obsession with Star Wars. In fact, if I turn it slightly that way, yeah, I do enjoy Star Wars. I will again cover that again at a later date. I'm not going to go through everything now, otherwise it gives me nothing to talk about in future. So yeah, literally the aim of what I'm hoping to do here is I'm hoping that to get, as I said, people to interact and comment, even possibly get them in here or via a video, and when I get better at the editing and all that sort of stuff, because at the moment I've got a very rudimentary setup, just testing the water. But I'd like to be able to get people to come in or talk to me about their lives, what they've done. I just think, people say, "Oh, I'm just me. I'm just an ordinary person. I'm nobody." But everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's travelled. Everybody's done things that other people haven't done. You know, there's many things I've done in my life that nobody else has done. There's places I've been. Yes, of course, other people have been there, but I've had different experiences. So people think they're not very interesting, but I find normal people, I say normal people, who is and what is normal. Again, that's something we can talk about going further on. But I find people's life stories very, very interesting indeed. I've spent quite a lot of time on YouTube watching blogs, vlogs, and of, I mean, I'm fascinated with, at the moment, not fascinated, wrong word, but I'm very interested in Eddie Hall, the strongman, and his journey. Extraordinary James Haskell, and people like that, not just sportsmen, but other people as well. There's a couple of people whose names escape me at the moment. I do need to write them down. So that's kind of where I want to go with this. And if people interact and ask me questions or want to know more about me, then that's absolutely fine. I'd be happy to share things with you. Obviously, there are certain things that won't get spoken about, get talked about, or comments that will be ignored, or if people ask ridiculously stupid things, then they will get short shrift, I'm afraid. But generally on the whole, I don't mind talking about just about anything. I'll just give you a very brief insight into myself. As I said, I spent 12 years in the army. I hated school. School for me was an absolute nightmare. My entire schooling, apart from a couple of teachers who were very nice to me. I do have a bit of a thing for English, as in the spoken word. I enjoy word games, word play, things like that. So I had an English teacher who nurtured that. But other than that, maths, physics, anything else, biology I enjoyed as well. But I really had a very torrid time at school. It was awful. I just did not enjoy it. I left with absolutely no qualifications whatsoever. But here I am, still alive and kicking and doing okay. What do I enjoy? Well, I've got a little list here. Obviously, Star Wars is one of them. I enjoy, might seem a bit odd. I mean, looking at me, I'm not exactly a finely tuned athlete, but I love my cycling. I have a very nice bicycle. Again, that will be another topic on another day to go through. But I love cycling. I enjoy it. I get great fun out of it. It's my only my only real way of keeping fit. I've got bad knees from playing a lot of rugby and possibly and also my time in the army of running with heavy weights, etc. The other things I'm interested in, my next on cycling, rugby. I love rugby, both union and league. I can't get enough of it. It drives my wife mad, but I do enjoy my rugby. Star Wars, as I said, cars. Bit of a petrol head. I do like Chris Harris on cars, the Top Gear channels, just Car Wow. There's lots of different YouTube channels that I watch, but there's lots of other stuff I watch as well. Bangers and Cash. There's just lots and lots. I'm trying to think of the other one at the moment. The Henry. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but again, that will come back to me at some point. Shed and Buried, classic cars, that sort of thing. You get where I'm going with this now. Music has been huge in my life. I love my music, everything from Slipknot to the Stranglers to Bowie to Jess Glynn to crikey. I mean, I'm not going to list everything. I've just got a very eclectic mix of music. My playlist is very varied. Although I am more inclined towards the heavier end of stuff, I will listen to absolutely anything. I really will, and it's just if I like it, I will play it. I mean, and actually, I'm quite open again to new music. I'm also new ideas and new things. I have I'll show you again at some point, but I do have a dartboard in here. I'm not massively interested in darts, but I do enjoy playing it. And I have a Star Wars dartboard set up, which I will show you guys at some point. I enjoy cooking as well. It's actually something I really enjoy doing, is cooking, and I don't think I'm too bad at it. My family might say otherwise, but anytime I cook a meal, I seem to have not so much everybody clamouring to get to me, but certainly, my family are always asking, when am I next hosting, as seems to be the latest word. When am I next hosting a meal? I think the next one will be Easter. However, you never know what might happen between there and then. Yes, so what if anybody is listening, and if anybody does watch this, it would be nice if you could send in ideas for me to talk about, or to talk with you about. I could go into more of my journey in life. I'm not going to go into it right now because it'll give me less to talk about going further on. And if anybody does want to leave a message, a comment or anything, that would be absolutely fantastic. Okay,